Welcome to this easy 8-minute watercolor tutorial for absolute beginners. I'm Bill Holcomb and today I'm going to guide you through this simple watercolor painting. You can download my sketch through the link in the description below, along with a list of materials used in this demonstration. So let's get painting. So I've taped the paper down on all sides. And it's approximately 8 inches by 6 inches. So a small piece of paper, all for learning, and you won't be wasting a big bunch of materials if things don't go quite right, because this is an exercise for absolute beginners to help you learn watercolor painting. And I'm using a number 10 brush, laying down some Winsor yellow in the sky. Then we've got a combination of alizarin crimson and scarlet lake and Winsor yellow coming in. Now it come in from either side towards the yellow, and then some Winsor blue at the top. Bring that in also from either side, leaving our bright colours as much as possible, just fusing in on the edges towards the outside of the painting. If you've got a nice pointed round, you can get away with using this size brush for your washes. When you get to a round painting near the barn, you could drop down to a smaller brush if you feel more comfortable doing so. And once again, avoiding the whites of those bushy areas on the outsides of the painting, away from the barn. And then we've dropped in now some darker colour for clouds, which is the Winsor blue and your red mixture. And then you can use a quarter size flat brush, much smaller, and therefore giving you more control as well for some more cloud shapes. And once that's done, I will be strengthening up the yellow and the red a little bit here and there and fusing them all together. Just do that now, strengthen up with the yellow first of all, let them all join in together. Then before you dry off with a hairdryer, remember to clean up the edges on the tape with some tissue so you don't get creep back into the painting where the painting dries, but because there's still pigment water on the edges, it then starts creeping back into the dry areas. That's why we mop it up. For the snow-covered roof of the barn, just lay on some of the blue colour, light blue, on either side. And as always, you'll know that these colours do dry much lighter than they are shown when you first lay them down. Then for the barn, you could use alizarin crimson with a little touch of scarlet lake and paint the whole facade of the barn, even go over the windows and door areas, because they will be much darker in colour. So at this stage, you don't have to carefully avoid them. And then whilst that's wet, I'm just strengthening up the colour. So that's quite easily done. And then once that's dry it off with a hairdryer, I would suggest. You then start painting in doors and shutters. And these two main sliding doors at the barn are open. That enables us to paint in a dark area on the open section of the barn. And there are various wood slats which are common to the construction of these barns across the country in the United States of America. So you just drop those in using, I would suggest, your smallest brush at this stage, your number 1. If you have a number 2, that will work as well. I just use the number 1. So that gives a little bit of extra interest with the various slats of wood on the barn. And now painting that dark area, you can use Windsor blue and your alizarin crimson, but with much more Windsor blue in it, and it will darken it up even more, getting you towards a black colour. And then with the fences, a brownish mixture, so much more red involved with the blue. And for the trees, your yellow and blue mixture together, and using a scraping technique, side of the brush, for these trees. So they're on either side of the barn, one on each side. It helps give balance as well to the painting, to have these in the picture. And there is an electricity pole on this. For the bushes, you've got your green mixture, so bits of the greenery coming through the snow-covered bushes. So we scrape those on with something like your number 4 brush. Then later we'll be laying some shadow on those areas and other areas as well. Now laying in some of that blue colour for shadow and close to the barn as well. Once again, those colours will dry lighter. You can see as we're painting along how much they're drying already. And you can, if you wish, use your number 10 brush to drop in some of these shadows on the area either side of the pathway. Or you could still use your number 4 brush if you feel more comfortable doing so. And this path is useful because it gives direction. It helps lead us into the painting and towards the principal subject, the red barn. Little bits of green on either side of that pathway, just dropped in here and there. Not overdone, as I often say, doing enough to tell a story. And then you can use a brownish mixture, blue and red, for ruts along the path where vehicles have come along, you know, tractors and so forth, and where people have walked along. And as you can see by the shape, they are helping to lead us into the picture. Then use that same colour for some posts and there, and little bits of wire and so forth strung along. Please remember to like and subscribe, because if you do so, we'll notify you of future videos, and they're all free. Please recommend us to your friends as well. Forward on our details of Let's Paint Watercolors, so that they can enjoy the benefits of these free tutorials. Using the side of the brush as well here, adding a little bit of interest. And then we just take the tape off to show you the reveal. And quick and easy watercolor for absolute beginners. I hope you've enjoyed that and you will learn from it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.